How you guys doing? My name is George. We may or may not be friends already, but the reason I'm making this video is to tell about my life in a spiritual sense before I knew Jesus and my life after I knew Jesus. So feel free to comment or message me. I would just love to catch up and just talk about what I have to say here. And now I'm gonna dive right in. So if I was to describe my life in one word before I knew Christ, it would be inadequate. Now, I had a very privileged upbringing in the family and in the schooling that I got, and just everything that I was blessed in there with friends and like the sports I played. Now, I put all my effort, my best foot forward, and stuff I did. And from an outside perspective, it looked like I had it all together. I was like the good kid that attended church. Again, yeah, I got the good grades, sports, all that stuff. But there was something missing. And coming into high school, like I started to notice that, I had a tendency just to, you know, like church felt more like a chore, and I started to like steer away from that. I knew all the Sunday school stories, I knew all the teachings, but again, it was just like head knowledge for me. And no matter how hard I try, I would feel inadequate. And that sin in my life, it just started to like weigh me down, and started to put me in this like, I just can't do anything like to get out this like hole that I was like digging myself. I can describe that more to you if you want, like over message. But anyway, translating, like fast forwarding a little bit, that's how I left high school. And then coming into college, I really didn't want anything to do, to be perfectly honest, like with the church or religious stuff. I was pretty much done with that my senior year. I just kind of realized that, this may not be the right thing for me. And, I'm just going to go with the flow in college and just kind of live a bit and let loose. But lo and behold, God had a different plan for me. So going through the rush process and like joining a fraternity, ultimately, by the grace of God, I ended up being the one I did. And in the presence of men that, truly God was working in their lives. And I admired that. I saw something different in them. I wanted that fulfillment that they had in their lives, that happiness. And because I knew behind my happiness was a deep hole of unsatisfaction, inadequacy, and ultimately I wasn't really confident in my ability like to do things. And I came to an impasse through events that like happened my first semester of college, like this impasse of, I gotta choose. Like God was really working in my heart and like put these events forward that, you know, like I'm here, like I'm alive. And it was this one question that I like sat down with my now discipler. His name is Rob Han, and he asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, do you believe like when you die and you appear at the gates of heaven? 1 through 10, 10 being that you'll fully get in, and 1 being you're not going to get in at all. And I picked a 7. And I couldn't be confident in the fact that, I wasn't good enough. I was inadequate. And so at that point in my life, like God showed up, and the word after, the one word I would describe, after of getting to know Christ and accepting a personal relationship with Him would have to be grace. Because like up until this point, with the sin in my life and the things that were going wrong and the things that were weighing me down, this hole that I was like digging like for myself, um, you know it didn't matter anymore. um, that impasse in that moment that I met God, and then everything made sense. Why He had to go to the cross, like why He had to die. It was for all these feelings of inadequacy that I had. It was for these sinful like desires that my heart had, for these like thoughts my had, and like the actions that I would do to hurt people. It was like He had to go to the cross, for me, so I can be with Him. And all that head knowledge that I had leading up to it, it finally made sense to me. you know why this like the story of the gospel is like so amazing. And my life after has just been fulfilling because of like His grace like alone. And so that's just, you know, a small picture of my life, you know, before and after I knew Christ. You know, again, feel free to message me. I'd love to catch up with you. But until then, peace, and yeah, have a good and awesome day.